blessing that time and the effort I rest. The brothers give me the fear, the promise of death. The work of my life without fear.
I lyrical health.
Master.
Play Paris, who make you again Sktv venue. Say my journey, Tina get I say my jamo. And yes, I know money. Emu aye yo. And you love me. Emu aye yo.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I didn't ya to money. And I said ya to money. And I couldn't play ya to money. And I could do ya to money. And I don't get it now ya to money. That's the baby. And I don't get it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah. Oh.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandfather.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time, and the efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From grandfather, Nima to Lufa. From River Sass, River G to Chile. From Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Monserrat, San to Bakulu. From Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
TV is the best around the world. Well, folks, what a way to say the pleasant good evening and welcome. Yes, indeed, welcome to the Friday edition of the Sktv show this evening. And for my part, we're going to be with you up to 8 o'clock, but at 7, we're going to go for news break and bring you some of the major happenings coming from our newsroom. I don't know. Sometimes some of you will say, look, listening to Truth FM News and say this and say that. Yeah, so all right, good. Sorry, let me know what the name is this. Yeah, so again, thank you so much for joining us. Share the show. Today is Friday, as usual. We come here on the Friday to bring you all of the happening at the same time. We also talk about our basket and some of the little contribution that for some of you always making your own contribution right here on Truth FM, especially on the Sktv show. Yeah, so so don't get it twisted. Yeah. Let's move. So let me recognize a few of you. But before that, let me take this break quickly and see how best to do this adjustment.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking about podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing that time and the efforts are rest. The brothers give me the fear, the promise of death. The work of my life without fear.
a lyrical LT.
Master.
Cleverly, so make you, I can't ask Sktv-Lib. Say my Jenny, Tina get as say my yamo. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love our money, more I know.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
And I dine ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I dine ya to money, and I salia ya to money, and I wanna play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the TV, and I forget it now. Cause you walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive the lofa and grandbaza.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcasts and connecting people and culture from here and out part of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The flesh, the time and the efforts are rare. The broadcast we giving are real and I promise my best. To work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, San Tobacco, from Maryland, Bonkan to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Best in Liberia, Sktv is the best in Africa. So we send the link out to all of our panelists. As a matter of fact, those of you who just joining us, we want to inform you that a lot of people will be joining us on this platform through Friday. So the CMC, yes, you know, I know some of you are a bit confused. Maybe you haven't gotten some of the information about the CNC convention. That will be on tomorrow. That is the Citizens Movement for Change. Yes, in Nimba County. Yes, in the Nimba County. For a matter of fact, that programs, that ceremony, already there are a lot of people, a lot of you know, things been put together, and according to our, you know, our reporters, you know, we have a lot of people there on the ground who are putting, who are giving us some of the informations about the happening on tomorrow. So the CMC on tomorrow will be having their convention, and so many things will be happening on tomorrow. You know, it's a new political party, the Citizen Movement for Change. That is the CMC. So for those of you who been thinking about which party to join, maybe you're confused. You know, it's very easy enough for you. The CMC is coming. So tomorrow, after their ceremony, their programs, and so forth on tomorrow, at least you will be able now to join, you know, the newest, the most talked about. You know, look, when you talk about the rule of law, right? Then you know already where are we. So the CMC on tomorrow will be the talk of the time. People will be like, oh yes, I can't be recognized. No. So just stop it. Yeah, please share the show. Those of you that are joining us, yeah, let's share the show. Yeah, please, let's share the show today, Friday. In the usual, where are they our cash app? Because some of you here just think that just because we can be talking to her, is it? That's the problem I get with some of you. Even if you can, or in fact, you used to support this platform. Don't feel because Sktv was talking something that were not in your interest. So because of that, you now want to support. No, don't do that. Support this platform. Because why? You have a lot of Google people here who are also what? Forgetting about some of these things just because of the sake of Mama Liberia. People like, my good former and the former Baptist brother. This one. We was supposed to take the one over ever since. But now he's in the government. But just because he continued to remain, how do you call it? But my brother, good evening. What's up? What's the you? How everything?
My man, I'm okay. What's going on?
Well, my brother, I'm here. But for a matter of fact, I'll be going to Canada tonight. One of our colleagues filmed the event on their platform. Koristi Kanga lost his father sometime in this month, and the burial ceremony will be on tomorrow in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. So I have to go on tonight by all costs because, it's not easy, but God is there, and with all, God is always by our side. So people, let me just inform all of you tonight. I will be going to Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. So maybe if you not see me in the nation capital, just know that I will be in Buchanan tonight. Yeah, indeed. So my brother, that's it. That's the information. I'm okay. I just that today is Friday.
Yeah, Melbourne. Today is Friday. Folks, welcome to the show. Welcome and welcome. As you already know, we're here. A lot of things happening. A lot of things happening in this country. And a lot of things happening in Liberia, especially Liberia, for no reason. Under the leadership of Joseph Yuma Boaka, the country is upside down. You can't deny that fact. Police are in constant noise, scuffles, and drama. Police are supposed to be the people's friend. And yesterday we said something to that effect, that there will come a time, we didn't say the word, we didn't use that word directly, but we say it will come a time where in police and the citizens come at loggerhead. You don't want that. Those who are in the police also want to be careful to be taking unlawful orders. You get to live with these people in the same community. You got to be very careful. Very, very careful. It's not a joking matter. You don't want people looking for you, looking for your family, and coming after you. Because when you do that, that's exactly what people will do. That country is full of noise. But Melbourne, like I said, today is Friday. A lot of things to talk about. I'm in a good spirit. I feel good. I'm here, watching the scene. I think your best friend, Rescue Rambo, posted another picture, another video again of the police into another noise again with citizens. Few minutes. I will encourage you to take that video from there too and play it, along with the one I just sent you.
Yeah, indeed, my brother. Let me just say this to you. Steve, thank you. Look, 30 seconds. Thank you for sharing some of the videos. Some of us have been receiving a lot of insults. Even from our own place of worship, where we have some of our brothers that also hail from where we worship. They insult us. They want to say what they want to say. They accuse us of spreading false news. But again, sometimes when I look back and say, Father God, thank you for our lives. Because if you are downing and whining with people who have different intentions, then that's the thing. So thank God you're talking about the video. Send me all these videos so I can play these videos so that people can see exactly.
Yeah, the one I just sent you, the one I sent you earlier. Also, I know you and Rescue Rambo, you guys are friends because I think I see one or two comments from you on a post. I don't comment on a post because I don't take them seriously. I think it's a joke.
Because you sent me, I think about, let me see, you sent me 3 videos. You sent me the first one, that one had to do with the Rescue People campaign, September 17, 2023. Then the other one is the most talk about Prime Minister. We're talking about.
No. The other one I sent you. I think they look. This is troubling. Look. This is very troubling. The last one before after the Prime Minister. I sent you another one. The last one.
Oh, as you played the last one. But the last one I think it had to do with the motorcyclist situation. But when we play that,
yeah, you play that one, and then also I would recommend that you please go on Rescue Rambo page.
hey,
And
bro,
share that video
look, Steve, let the
and
people do so. Look, please look for our number. Let the people visit our basket, man.
no,
We're here
we'll,
for
we'll get to that part. We even start the show here. We're just having, behind the whole conversation there. Folks, let's share the show.
yeah, man. Tomorrow is D-Day. Tomorrow,
we'll be here maybe they're coming Sunday by the grace of God, and we'll try not to do a lot of politics on Sunday. We'll do lots of social conversation. Maybe I think you're with me on that one, right?
All the Google News is talking. All the Google News. They will
Yeah. We'll do some social. Yeah, but maybe let's get to the social part quickly before we transition to the politics. What say you, my man? What's been going on?
Well, when it comes to the social news, I've been hearing or I've been seeing the latest news about is that Regina Daniel, that one of the 7 wives of the most talked about prince or the senator of quote unquote the richest man there in Nigeria, who have close to 7 wives, and according to information. She deleted all of her photos, all of her, in fact, she even changed her name and so forth. And that also sparked up a lot of reactions. People are saying, but what going on? Maybe she getting information that maybe the man about to marry maybe another wife. So because of that, maybe she feel or maybe threatened or maybe she feel jealous. So because of that, she had to delete all of her photos from the Instagram and also change her name. But again, sometimes these people they are celebrity. But for some of us who are into entertainment, both entertainment and that of politics, we understand some of the games that have been played. But for people out there, sometimes they don't understand. They just be taking as some things as serious. So sometimes they want to take it serious, like, oh yeah, this thing has serious and this and that. But if so, my take on the entire social issue is maybe Regina Daniel, she doing all these things to get the attention of the social media because they've been a little while and so forth. So maybe she want to do everything possible to get the attention of the social media. So that was really caught my attention apart from our normal social activity back home where back to back, even one of our sister who's a lawyer, um, um, I think Yakula, right? The lady who's a lawyer.
Mariah.
Thank you.
Mariah.
Yeah, Mariah Yakula. She said that in fact, she even posted that she been working hard for most of our sisters. In fact, she even talked about the divorce case. Every time when you are even when the two of you are divorcing, whether it's the woman, the man had to pay for the lawyer, and that also sparked up a lot of debates or reactions on her post as to, why would men want to pay for someone who, for lawyer, for someone who live in him. So these are kind of situation that some of us go through now. So we are confused as to where are we as people. Because if I'm able, I'm paying for my wife lawyer, who quote unquote she leaving me, then I don't know now where are we now into this war. So my brother, these are some of the things that caught my attention, especially when it comes to social interactions.
Thank you. Let's welcome Monk, and I'll read our post from her as we delve into it. I know we want to be balanced and fair on the show. I find it very interesting. But Monk, what say you? Welcome, my man.
Not much. I'm doing okay. Today is Friday, gentlemen. To our listening audience, you know what we're doing Sktv traditionally on a Friday. We got to keep the lights on our Sktv. I always say we got operational costs to cover on the show. So every Friday, we made it our duty and responsibility to chime in with the offspring basket just so we can keep Sktv going on. Yeah.
You do your personal call. You want to hear what's going on. But anyway, folks, let's share the show.
Share the show.
I read this morning myself from Mariah's page. Mariah Yakula, who is also working with Mr. Cummings. I think she did a good job. I must applaud her for putting all the tips. She put out 2 tips this morning, kind of just informing the public about some things in our laws in Liberia. We'll get into the politics here, but I wanted to bring that to your attention because it sounds very interesting, right? Here's the first one she talked about. Quote, Family Law Friday. Do you know you can be sued under our laws for breaking an engagement, engaging the girl and not marrying her, or accepting the man's ring and not marrying him? Think twice before you break that promise. Monk, you heard that? That's the first one she threw out.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm just learning that.
it might sound funny. It might sound funny, but it's very interesting, right? But listen to the second one. You think the first one was interesting. Listen to the second one she talked about. Quote, every Friday, I'll be dropping, that is what she writes. Every Friday, I'll be dropping some Friday tips, law tips. Call it funny, Law Friday. Quote, do you know that in a divorce proceeding, the husband is responsible to pay the wife's lawyer or counsel fee, regardless of who filed for the divorce? Mark, how do you react to those 2 posts? I found them to be very interesting.
Well, I mean, I find it to be interesting, but it's nothing new. For me, I like to go back through history from a cultural context when it comes to the issue of marriage. I tell people when it comes to government and everything that governs our life today, we are being ruled by dead people, mostly from the ancient Greece and Roman Empire. And we adopt this culture because I know when it comes to marriage, whether it's from a religious standpoint, from biblical term, the rules were different. And every generation, it seems to be like the men were always the one. I think it's almost like a feminist movement from how I see it. Like people believe that men were so powerful back in the day. Everything was centered around men. And this new institution about marriage or entitlement or expectation from society is like we got to reduce men to a party. We got to cut men down. That's just that's how I see it. Because if you think of it, and I even tagged you and Melbourne to a video, right, about this Nigerian influencer that made a case about Brunenberg that believed that relationship is more of a transactional process now. It all depends how the woman is going to say herself to that. That's exactly what she was saying. She was saying that her friends, other females were attacking her because she requested for something. I think it was a car, one of those flashy cars. And she said, most of you guys do the same thing except you sell yourself cheap. For me, I'm not going to sell myself cheap because at the end of the day, it's all transactional. And the issue of marriage, I would say, we are being ruled by dead men. And it seems like the goal is to reduce men to the lowest level ever. But I know whether it's biblical term or back in history, when it comes to this institution, it was all about finding true love. It was all about building the family. But we live in a whole different dispensation now. I can tell you one generation ago, some of our sisters that only show they are older in terms of age, whether they are in their 50s and 60s, the reason they're looking for a relationship is different from where we are today. We live in a social media war. We live in a war that is so obsessed with materialism. So it will keep getting worse until you can make your own rules and decide to live without affecting someone else. That's why they feel that, there is a kid in Liberia, they call J. Ball the Prophet. He made a song, how you call it, anything you do, people are going to talk. I love that song. And the reason I love that song, he struck a chord. It was almost like an ideology that say, you know what? Once you can live your life without offending people, you are good to go. Because if you say you want to go by societal rules and expectation, whether it's in marriage or your personal life, you will be drowned by public opinion and you will end up losing your focus in life. So for me, I'm not telling people to be radical, but if you cannot define your own philosophy in terms of life and making decisions, my brother, you will get destroyed because the system was meant to destroy you. You don't want to have to refuse and push back. So I'm not surprised, even though it's my first time hearing it, based on the Liberian law, but universally, that's the goal. When you look at it in totality, is to destroy men. And that's a cultural issue that is happening in almost even in Western society. That's just why it's all about. Reduce men to rubble. Steve. So
okay. Thank you. Well, we'll say these things, and sometimes some of our sisters or our mothers take it personally, or they get mad, or they, as time goes back, history will vindicate us, because some of you women who are pushing this women agenda thing, You have sons, you have your children who are boys' children, you have your uncle, you have your nephews, you have men in your family. Now, I want you to think about some of these unrealistic demands and some of these unrealistic pressure that's been placed on men all around the world, not just in Liberia, all around the world. The expectations that is placed on us sometimes drive us and leave us insane. And I'm saying that I mean what I'm saying. We go through a lot as men. Just reading this law alone, you can tell that this is totally biased. That a woman decides that she'll go file for divorce, but the man should pay for her lawyer. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. So either way you put it, Lamont can always say we are the losers in this thing. Men are the losers. And the goal is to definitely decimate and desecrate men who? What are you liking on that? What are you? And these are just true. And I hope some of our sisters, our mothers will wake up to this reality because you have boys, children. You do. I'm not saying that there are not some bad men. I'm not saying that there are not some irresponsible men. I'm not saying that there are not some men who like to exploit the situation or do bad things or whatever it is. There are. I'm not here to make the case for any man, but I'm here to say that if you look at it from a societal standpoint, from a social standpoint, a logical standpoint, the pressure is on us. It's on us. The expectations are very, very high.
Indeed, my brother. So, yeah, so status are going, even to the lawyer that even posted that, maybe I was expecting her maybe to put a little note on and say, even though this is in the favor of women, but I think this has to be, repealed or maybe to be looked at. But, she feel complacent, she feel happy, and,
Melbourne, I may disagree with you respectfully on that point. Her role is to disseminate information. Her role is,
sure.
So you can't hold her to that account. You can't hold her to that. On the show, I've had my disagreement with Mariah. But the play the truth is, we'll put it there. She is just giving information and creating public awareness. If she hadn't said this thing, some of us would probably never have known it because we don't delve into these laws and these different things that are going on. You know what I mean? And so it's interesting to know that if a woman wakes up today or tomorrow in Liberia and see that she wants to go get a divorce from this man is responsible, even though it was a decision or choice, this man is responsible to pay her lawyer fee, regardless of how even if the proceeding takes 2-3 years, how many amount of time will take, whatever the lawyer fee will be. The man is not there, but this man is, So I mean, it's a problem. It is a problem, and I will hope that the lawmakers or the lawyers or whoever you guys are will sit and look into this because this is purely biased and it's unrealistic. Now let's come to the other one, wherein if you break an engagement, you get in legal trouble, whatever it is. Oh God. I don't know what kind of country we got over there, bro. I don't know who are these people that sit and write these things. I don't know if they're bored or they got nothing going on. What is the logic behind it? Because laws should make sense. There should be logic in it, even to generations that will come, so that it's applicable. It should be foresighted. It can't just be something that you just read because you veer with men or because you veer with the other gender or because you veer with the women. You just read something that will just, entrap.
So Steve, thank God that you and Monk are here 30 seconds. Then
but listen to my thought now.
Yeah, no, I come in. I want you and Monk to compare that with the US. No, I come in now.
No.
Why you keep coming on still? Let's still end it.
Listen to my thought, my man. Interrupt me, my man. It's not a good thing, my man. I'm saying something. Don't let me forget my train of thought, please. You ask your question, but let me finish my thought. I think it's time for us to sit and get serious, even with the Constitution. You sit there and write a constitution and abide by a constitution that people who committed atrocities say they should never be held accountable for what they did. And that the thing you still running around with. Maybe go ahead. I just wanted to end that part. I didn't want to forget it. Please go ahead.
No, I just wanted to just add up to what you are saying to you and Monk, because I wanted us to compare and contrast with the U.S. social laws, especially when it comes to the kind of international laws. So as to whether Liberia is in error, or maybe Liberia has been coerced, maybe you quote unquote, but you say because so many laws have been put into place by so many international partners. Because we still have our local law that also that give guarantee to men to marry more than one or two wives. But then again, we also have the international laws. And some of the international laws are always interplaying, or they are always seen like, they are coming in the name of support, so Liberians should also give way for these things. So that's what I wanted to ask you and Monk, so that maybe because you and Monk, you're on our side to compare some of these things for our people before we close on the social aspect, because we don't just want to make it look like it's only the law that is bad. That's my point. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Mo, what say you to that question?
Well, for me, that's why most people call for total reformation, or just abolishing and restarting a new constitution. Let me tell you something, Melbourne. The Westerners, the big economies or the bigger culture, they are the one that influence the rest of the world. Like when you read every country constitution, it's modeled after. That's why I told you that all the problem in the world came from ancient Greece and ancient Rome. Those people were the one that set the foundation, from ethics to civics to government to constitution to law, everything. Ancient Rome. When you read history, the Greek were some of the smartest thinkers in the world. So what the Roman did, when the Roman Empire toppled the Greek Empire, the one thing they never destroyed was their library. So technically, most of the law we follow today came from ancient Greek. It was their way of thinking. Let me tell you something, Melbourne. I've seen it in this country. Most of this movement you see happening because they know smaller country will always adapt. We always adapt to the way in which people overseas, whether you come to the Western world, America, or France, the Great Britain, these people are the one that really rule the world. So when something is going on here, you got to look at it from a bigger picture, right? You don't just see it from a political standpoint. Most of the things can be cultural. It comes from a cultural context. Let me give you one case in point. I don't know, maybe when you know where when they had the confirmation of this guy, Brett Kavanaugh, who happens to be a conservative justice that was nominated by the Trump administration to be on the Supreme Court. You know, when a Supreme Court justice go for a hearing for a confirmation, you question him on your judicial philosophy. What do you think about this? Why is your idea about this? Why is the interpretation of this segment of the Constitution? But when you listen to the Kavanaugh hearing, it was more of a cultural thing. It was almost like women going after men. So when they couldn't, because Kavanaugh is a smart guy, he was on the second highest court in the land. So the question is, why would you start attacking your personality just when it was about time for him to go to the Supreme Court? So the premise they were laying, when you look at the whole Kavanaugh hearing, the premise was, if we cannot get the guy with judicial philosophy, then we got to get it on the cultural aspect. Because the argument was, they accused him of rape. Even though they couldn't give the proof, they couldn't prove beyond reasonable that he ever did something of such. You know the platform they were laying in this country, Melbourne, that when a female accuses you of rape, whether there is evidence or not, we're supposed to believe her for the fact that she's a female. Can you imagine that? So technically, for some of us that get boys, children, if we train our boys to become better men, to respect women, some little girl can just come from anywhere and accusing of rape, and we're supposed to believe her for the fact that she's a female. Can you imagine that kind of a precedent? But thank God it never happened. It never went through, because if that particular thing had happened throughout the world today, because you know of American influence around the world, it means that every little girl, whether she want to put you in trouble or that, she could just accuse you, or she will just accuse you of rape. And somehow in society, we were supposed to believe her because she's a female. So it's not strange. For me, it's nothing new. We see it happening on TV every time, but people think it's all about politics. No, most of these things happening now, they are all cultural warfare, almost like a Marxist revolution. That's why you see happening now in politics. So people got to be very careful. And I tell folks, it's all generational. It all depends. I know that moving forward, their war is going to be a terrible place to live because some of the trend that I'm seeing now is going to get worse 10 or 20 years down the road, and you won't be able to withstand it.
Thank you, Mo. Let me
Yeah.
chime into that question. I think it's a good question Milborn asked. First of all, let me be clear on some things. In as much as the United States and other European countries around the globe do influence policies and other things from other nations, please don't get me wrong. I agree 100% that there's a huge influence from the United States and other people. But I also want to be clear on the fact that Liberia is a sovereign nation. Liberia can make its own law. A sovereign nation. The last time we heard, Liberia is a sovereign nation. Liberia has the right to make their own laws. I also want to say here that when you decide to accept a law, when you decide to accept something because somebody want to give you money, it's binding. That means you got to live in the context amongst of that culture of that people, even though it might not be applicable to you. I'll give you a typical example. Most of our people go to church and they use this scripture that women should not speak in church or women should cover their hair or whatever it is. It's not applicable in our culture. It's not. Because no woman going to put a Brazilian hair on her head or spray their hair gold or brown. They go to church with it to bluff. And you tell them, say they might cover their hair. Does that make any sense to you? No, they're not going to do that. It's not applicable in our culture. In the United States, women can wear jeans trousers and go to church. In Liberia, because it's not culturally acceptable, it's not a norm. When you do that, you look strange in our culture. So culture varies and things vary. You know, I say this last thing, and maybe we can pivot to the politics of the day or whatever. Not one of the problems we're facing in Liberia with the whole addiction, quote unquote, the issue of Togos that is increasing every day in our country. And I say this is not I've said it over and over, this is not a Joseph Parker problem. This is not a Joey problem. It was not even an Ellen Johnson Sirleaf problem. This is a problem that grew and expanded exponentially after the war and during the war. You know, the same crisis was faced in America when the Americans went to fight in the Vietnam War. When they came back, a lot of them that got addicted to different things and so forth because of the trauma or whatever it is. Because some of these guys go, look, I don't care how much you train your body. It's not normal for somebody to stay up all night, all day for 2-3 days. You will psychologically, your brain, something will start happening to you. You start thinking, that's not how we're wired as humans. So you start acting out of the norm, right? So the reason I'm saying these things is because when they did that DDD program, I believe that's where the biggest disservice was done. We cared so much about collecting the money and the little incentives here and there. What we did not focus on is the long-term impact. And the long-term impact has to do with if you want to provide any kind of psychological therapy, counseling, help, or whatever it is, it must be done in the context of the culture of the people you are going to do it with, for, and to. If you do not do that, it will never be effective. There are a lot of different research that has proven this fact. There are a lot of different research that have proven that this is how it should be done. So take, for example, if I came to Liberia and I'm a white man, and I go to one woman in my village or one picking in my village or whatever it is, first of all, the series in my mouth too much, and I'm telling the boy that he's supposed to get into the math program or he need to seek math services or whatever. First of all, he does not even understand what math is. That's the first thing. Secondly, to be quite honest, it's not even applicable to him because maybe that boy is used to taking a country medicine to cure a problem. But I'm here talking about going through, getting on medication or whatever it is. I'm here telling you, you got to do this, you got to do. So it becomes a fundamental problem that needs to be addressed. And that's where we failed. That's why there is an increase in this DDD program issue that is resulting today. The spillover today has become a national problem. And if it's not addressed carefully and properly, it will become a national crisis. It will be one of the epidemic that we have that will be unresolved. I can say it, and I'll keep saying it. We've written about it before, and we'll continue to say it. Milborn, is back to you as we switch to the politics of the day.
Thank you, my dear brother. And to some of you who maybe you having your own reactions, especially with the social issue. Well, that's how you think. But let me be frank. Maybe you may not even understand what a lot of men been going through with all of these social issues. Sometimes we think that maybe or maybe only women that can abandon child or children or maybe only men that can abandon child or children on women. But women also do. But again, we'll move on to that. But my brother, thank you. So many things to talk about, like you said, and today is Friday. One thing to Monk already, yeah. So I want for Monk to start with our Friday basket. Then because we've been here, Steve, the people that do politics, they're not easy, my brother. So that get the flow to Monk first. After that, then we'll give you some of the happening back home. Then we'll continue. So, Mark,
Yeah, what's up? I don't think, I mean, nothing more. I think I already introduced the idea of the Friday, our tradition here. I don't think Sick was here today to give us an update, but maybe we'll be getting some update later as to the response or the responses from our listeners, followers, well wishers, and sympathizers that listen to SKTV every single day of the week. I think we try our best to bring the information here. So you guys got to make sure the operation keep going. I don't know if you want to, I don't know if you want SKTV to be off air. I don't know, but it's up to them. Today is Friday. Just a reminder that way. Maybe.
good. And Mark, and let me add on to you. I like that question because sometimes the people just think that to come on this platform or to even be maybe available for this kind of my job, they take it like maybe it's joke or it's fun. But again, thanks to all of you, those of you who've been supporting us, even though those of you who are always on the fence. Thanks to all of you. So let me move to our team, Kesari and Muna. But let's start off with Kesari quickly. Kesari, what are some of the updates in Bon County from here and quickly?
Yeah, like I said, you're not making me one. So we can go to Muna and then we'll move because we get plenty.
Yes, indeed. So Mamuna, today Friday. What say you? What going on from Granjela?
How you doing, guys?
Southeast?
How you doing, guys? I'm okay. Good to be on the show today, Friday. Nothing much in Granjina. Just go to the show. That's the time.
Nothing much in Bonga there. Nothing much.
Yeah, they just go straight. They just go straight to national.
I go to business. International issue or national issue.
Well,
I think let me coming spot. I think I saw a video on the social media again today about Liberia involving motorcyclists and the police on the Fender Road. And there was a heavy fire, set up tires set ablaze by protesters, what I'm getting, there one death reported. So I don't know, you are there, so you bring, maybe you get full details of it.
Well, thank you, Brother Kesari. So quickly, no time to waste because we have, yeah, Mark, someone were talking?
No, we're looking for you.
All right, good. So no time to waste. We have up there about 17 more minutes to go to 7 o'clock. Yes, Steve, Mark, and the rest of our panelists and our viewers and our listeners. Today is Friday, the 28th of February, the second month, and the year remains the same, 2025. So many things happening in the nation capital, as usual. But this morning, we were, if I would witness at protest somewhere around in Painesville again, but that a little bit distance from the Painesville city, where we witnessed a protest from the motorcyclist based on alleged, if maybe allegations about one of their colleague that was allegedly killed by one of the motorbike thieves, or we say the motorbike row, who killed one of their colleagues. So because of that, they put a roadblock and they were seen with a lot of fire, tire burning tires and so forth. And that also sparked a lot of reactions to that as to what going on, what happening when it comes to the issue of security and so forth. People are now getting a little bit concerned. Someone is really disturbing us. I don't know who's that. But again, yeah, so some of these things are happening in the nation capital. Then, apart from that, the government, through their press release, which of course I share with Steve and Dara Monk, and I don't know whether you saw that, condemning the incident that occurred on Wednesday between the armed forces of Liberia and that of the Liberia National Police, that indeed Liberia should be peaceful. Liberia is peaceful, and they should remain happy that everything is on course and government is in control of all of the happening, especially when it comes to security. So far so good. These are some of the happening apart from the citizen movement for change, the newest political party that will be launched on tomorrow, which of course that will be in Nimba County, and citizens of Liberia. They are also gearing up and they are moving into Nimba County for that convention on tomorrow. Mind you, the entire program starts from today up to tomorrow for the newest political party on the block, that is the Citizens Movement for Change. So far so good. Steve, Monk, and the Rabbi Monk, these are some of the happening. Sorry, Kesari, these are some of the happening back home. Any other news? We're going to give you update apart from the news, from the local data, which of course I share with most of you, with the reckless and I know budget spending or so forth that were question asked on Front Page Africa, and so far so good. Yes.
Great. So let's turn to Monk. Monk, what really caught your attention in what's going on in the country? What really caught your attention?
On this program, we decide to bring credible information. We may have our own biases, but the very first order of operation is to make sure we give the news and give authentic information. That's SKTV model that I respect, and that's why some of us signed up to this platform. Of all the stories happening in Liberia today, it was one article, and we keep saying this thing on this program. Maybe our listener, when they listen to us here, sometimes they don't take this thing to heart, and in the future they always come back. They always, I don't know, man. Sorry, guys, my phone's, I don't know. Someone was trying to call. And the article today, even though we discussed it on the show about this, not only the reckless spending, but this particular prospect of violating the Constitution repeatedly by all three branches of government. And that's what the article was all about. I don't have trust in the LACC, the lawmakers. I don't have any caucus in Liberia in the national legislature because I know they are not serious for business. And that's why the article today validated the argument we have been making. So maybe we'll get to the details later. I don't know how Maybon got a show schedule for, program for today, but it was the only article that caught my attention, and it's exactly what we've been saying on this platform. It's just like a repeat. When you think you're looking for solution, think get word. Somebody just did manufacturing crisis, off budget spending, president violating the budget, the constitution, and there were even articles from last year that even suggested the same thing. So this is nothing new. It just be like when we come on this platform and we say these things, people will listen. But at the end of the day, especially for the one who you expect to know better, some of the argument that they keep making, like you can keep scratching your head. Hey, I read an article today, I was like, you know what? There is nothing new. We found a way to get over it again. But then they will manufacture another one. But that was the only story that got my attention today. About the warning coming from the LACC about off-budget spending. Off-budget spending is a constitutional violation. So it means you have no regard for the Constitution because your benefit, your salary is all tied to that budget. We say on SKTV all the time, the largest instrument in the entire bureaucracy in any government on the planet is the budget. And that budget is backed by the Constitution. So if you can have a president who, after a budget is submitted, can single-handedly alter a budget, that's an impeachable offense, that's a constitutional violation, including our entire national legislature. So I don't know what to say, Steve. I'll stop there for now. I don't want to go too deep into that until you guys can give us the green light to proceed. Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. One of the things that caught my attention, somebody got someone is being loud and noise. I think I'm Melbourne. Oh, okay. I'll circle. Oh, Mr. Kane, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Is it noisy?
Yeah,
Oh, it's good.
it was, but it's okay now.
But okay, yeah. I'm doing good. Thank you. So I don't know. You're trying to say something on your. I call your attention. Then from there, I can come in. If you don't, if you want me to come in, I can come in.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead first, Mr. Kane. Please go ahead, because you can lose it.
So yeah. So what caught my attention first and foremost is what's going on this weekend with the launching of a convention of the new political party, the movement for the movement for change, CMC. I'm told that Musa Hassan Belete will be inducted tomorrow as the first political leader of the institution, and that they will be adopting the constitution tomorrow, bylaws and constitution. Mm-hmm. And then Sktv is officially invited to be there. We're going to be streaming the whole thing live on Sktv, and also Truth FM in Sktv will also be carrying it live. So that is something that caught my attention. But to piggyback on what Mon was saying, in terms of the budget being temple weight, the regime speaker said that every aspect of the budget, was temple weight. And he said it was done by the executive. So that is something very important. And hopefully, the Liberian government actually paying attention to what they are doing, because Liberian people are watching, and these are something that will bring their government down. This government is getting unpopular in her first year, even before, even way more than Jowia 6 years. And Jowia, what brought Jowia government down is constitutional violation, is corruption, $16 billion impeachment of illegal impeachment of Justice Cabinet Janet. And these guys are trending on the wrong path. So I believe, as we go by, we'll talk more about some of these things. But what's going to be unfolding tomorrow in Sktv is something very important. Let's pay attention. I think it will be a new beginning of a new political era in Liberia, because right now we are having two worst political parties in our history that have continued to manage the country for the past decades, if not two. So hopefully we'll witness something good tomorrow that will give Liberian people some hope. If not, then we will still have to deal with the two bad choices. Yeah, thank you, Steve.
Thank you, Mr. Kane. Well, like Monk said before, I don't know about dealing with the two bad choices. I want to also agree with Monk that, and I want to be clear on it, we're getting old. We're not getting any younger. And if the Liberian poor choose to repeat their repeated cycles and want to get us a hard time, you're not going to find me wasting my time on Liberian politics. I'm going to do my professional thing that I'm doing and keep it moving, because this is a waste of time. They either get it right 2029 or they're on their own. You will not hear me talking about Liberian politics. Nope. I will care less. The day I'm ready, I see you getting yourself too much hard. I black everything that has to do with Liberia, because it's annoying. It's a waste of time. And no serious-minded group of people. I mean, I don't have the energy and the time. You know what I mean? To be 24 years doing the same nonsense with the same group of people, Jowia, Joseph Boaka, Unity Party, CDC, let us swear they got on you just keep doing some kind of little box. No, I'm not going to be part of that. I don't subscribe to those things. I'm not part of that. I believe in progression. I believe in moving forward. If you think I'm going to sit around 2029, and you elect Joe Weah, and I come on the Facebook, you can say, oh, you know, they're doing wrong in the country, and the people that wrong. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. No way. I'm not going to be involved. I'm going to cut ties with coming on the radio to talk about politics and Liberia or whatever. I could care less what happened to you. I will go into my different thing, because at the end of the day, some of us got life we got to move on with. We're not about to be settling down for your inner Rigma rogue, your one group of criminals. Put a scene, you're repeated. I see you're gravitating the feed of the world. Who told you because Joseph Boaga messing up? So that means we are automatically the solution. What kind of group of people think that way? What kind of way of thinking, like there is like you just in some kind of box, you can't free yourself. You just coin yourself around these two people, and you know they're bad, but you make excuses. You come around and you try to massage, and that what the people wanted. Let me say this: whether that Jäger Koluba or whoever it is, if you come around this time around with that foolishness that what the people wanted, then you guys are the main problem, because you know what happened? We got to move on now. We have to. You who know better, you must stand up for what is better. Joe Weah is not a solution for Labrador. No way. You get Joe, like I said, we keep saying these things. We told you get Joseph Boaga a chance, this is what will happen. You get Joe Weah another chance. You see nothing yet. You have not seen anything yet. George Weah is not the solution for Liberia. Don't fool yourself. Don't dream about it. Don't think about it. If you want to be serious, if you want to make any kind of progress, divorce yourself from these two people. Joe Weah is inept, incompetent, criminally minded like Joseph Boaga. They are the same people. They will not change. There is nothing about them. They don't have anything to offer. They will leech on you. If you think I'm joking, I go bring Joe Weah 2029. We'll be right here. Some of us will not die in general. We'll be right here and we'll remind you of your choices and your decisions. That being said, my concern currently is with what's going on. I know Monk talk about the budget. They try it and they got away with it. The last deal, the last budget that they put out, they did an off-spending. And if they tested the water, and they said they will continue it because nobody did anything and nothing was done. But there's something that is growing and that is brewing that I really, really want for to focus on, because not too many people can focus on the budget. But there is something that too many people can focus on. Between Joe Weah time, yes, there were protests, there were noise in the country, but it was not at this level. Let me say this. For me, I'm a clear-hearted guy. Those who know me, they know me. I say as it is. I mean no harm, but that's who I am. I'm a straight talker. I don't go in cycles. I don't go behind the house to talk. I'm not in gossip. I don't gossip. I want to say this very clear to Joseph Yuma Boakai. The signs that I'm seeing, I don't know about other people on the show. The signs that I'm seeing, you will not be president if you continue. You will not be president if you continue in March. I want you to go and mark this, Joseph Boakai, if you think this is a joke. It's getting serious. Look, every day you wake up, there's some kind of small tension here. We're now with the police, and it just seems to be escalating and going. Joseph Boakai, wake up and be serious, papi. This is not a joking matter. I can start. Don't say we tell you, because we on the show, we are clear-hearted people who always give you hint. There is no political party or no political leader in our country that we never gave hint to. You might not like how we say it, but we are fair, we are clear, and we say the truth always on the show. President Joseph Yuma Boakai, the way things are going, you might not be president if it continues for the next few weeks. The country is under huge tension. We'll play some of the short clip then so you can see it. There are lots of short video we want you to see. President Joseph Yuma Boakai, step up. Step up. We're saying it because we care about Labrador more than you. You are not important in the country. The country is important than you and anybody else. We have never wanted war in our country. We have never talked about noise or anything. What we're encouraging you to do is to step up, please. Melbourne, it's back to you. I don't know, we're going to the news break or whatever it is. I'm not sure.
Well, thank you. And let me say thanks to Mr. Cannon, Dada Monk. Thanks to all of you for your points and so forth. Yes, indeed, we will be going to the news bulletin a minute up to 7, and trust me, by the time you reach 7, we're going to go for news bulletin. So again, folks, if you just joining us, this is the SKTV show from our fact right here on Trip FM 96.1. Don't do that, touch it out. Coming up next, it is 15 minutes of news bulletin right here on Trip FM 96.1.
Good evening, RCR News Bulletin at 7. I'm Nakita Roberts presenting. President Joseph Boakai is asking Muslims to pray for the peace, tranquility, and the progress of the country during this Ramadan celebration. Judge Roosevelt Willie has denied defense lawyer motion to dismiss the indictment against former Finance Minister Samuel Toy and others. The Liberian Senate has officially confirmed Edward Arbiton as the country's ambassador to Japan following a decisive vote by the majority of senators during its regular session on February 27, 2025. And out of Liberia, the U.S. government's sudden decision to ask fundings for HIV programmers is a wake-up call for South Africa, the country's health minister has told the BBC. Those were the headlines. Now the news in detail. Every year during the month of Ramadan, Muslims in Liberia join other believers around the world to fast and pray. In a goodwill message to the Muslim community on today, President Boakai reminded them that Liberians are so interrelated that the acts and experiences of one group of citizens indirectly impact the others. The Liberian leader expressed hope that the Muslim and Christian community would join hands to strive for greater national unity and cohesiveness, understanding that it's essential to the country, noting that everyone, be a Muslim or Christian, are created by God. President Boakai further prayed for the nations, that's the Muslim community, seeking the favor and pleasure of the Almighty Allah during this holy season, recommending that the prayer for the peace, tranquility, and progress of the nation should take center of all the mosques and prayer sites during this Ramadan season. Judge Roosevelt Willie has denied defense lawyer motion to dismiss the indictment against former Finance Minister Samuel Toy and others. The presiding justice, presiding judge, declared that the case cannot be dismissed for the lack of subject matter jurisdiction based on the presented facts, circumstances, and laws, certain that the prosecution must be given the opportunity to prove their case. Judge Willie cited Article 61 of the 1986 Constitution, which states the president shall be immune from all suits, actions, or proceedings, judicial or otherwise, and from arrest, detention, or other actions on account of any act done by him while being president of Liberia, pursuant to any provision of this Constitution or any other laws of the Republic. The president shall not, however, be immune from prosecution upon removal from office for the commission of any criminal act done while he was in office. The defendant argued that since former President George Weah was chairman of the National Security Reform, Intelligence, and is immune from prosecution for any acts committed, except by removal by the national legislature of Liberia. They acting as his agents on his instruction should also be barred from prosecution. They contended that prosecuting them would be tantamount to prosecuting the president. In response, the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, through the Ministry of Justice, alleged that the defendants acted outside the privilege provided to agents of the president in Article 61 of the 1986 Constitution. Therefore, they cannot enjoy this privilege and must answer in Criminal Code C. The Liberian Senate has officially confirmed Edward Appleton as the country's ambassador to Japan, following a decisive vote by the majority of senators during its regular session on February 27, 2025. This confirmation marks a significant step towards strengthening Liberia's diplomatic relation and fostering international collaboration. Earlier, the Senate had temporarily held Mr. Appleton's confirmation due to concerns regarding misinformation related to his alleged involvement in a suspension order issued by His Excellency President Joseph Boakai. However, after careful review and clarification, the Senate has moved forward with the confirmation process, underscoring the importance of accurate information in effective governance. Before his nomination, Ambassador Appleton distinguished himself as the political leader of the grassroots democratic movement, served as the board chairman of the National Oil Company of Liberia, demonstrating exemplary leadership over nearly a year. During his confirmation hearing before the Senate's Foreign Affairs Committee, Ambassador Appleton articulated a comprehensive vision aimed at leveraging his diplomatic role to attract investment in educational opportunities that will significantly enhance Liberia's economic development. His commitment to representing Liberia on the international stage highlights his dedication to advancing the country's interests and improving its global standings. The World Bank has announced an increment in the Women Fishmongers Empowerment Grant Facility from US 800,000 to US 1.2 million to ensure actual imports and increase beneficiaries. Speaking Friday at the grand official launch of the that's Fishmongers Empowerment Grant Facility, held at the corporate headquarters of the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority, the tax theme led of the World Bank financed Liberia's sustainable management of fisheries projects. Madam Roman Tavora disclosed that the bank is planning to get the aquaculture component involved in the fisheries project. Madam Tavora challenged the successful fishmongers to make use of the grant opportunity by improving their businesses to transform their livelihoods. Meanwhile, officially launching the Women Empowerment Grant Program, the chairman of the board of NAFA and Agriculture Minister Dr. Alexander Nutter challenged the qualified fishmongers to use the grant as a game changer to ensure a better future. Dr. Nutter described the grant provided by the World Bank to the implementing agency, Conservation International, as an opportunity to transform the lives of fishmongers in Mosurado, Grand Cape, Maigibi, and Grand Bassa counties. Commenting on the grant disbursement strategy and implementation, the finance director of Conservation Implementing Agency of the World Bank, Matthias Okopu, disclosed that out of the 6,000 applications, only 1,400 fishmongers became successful following a thorough scrutiny process representing 25% of the applications received. The Ministry of Agriculture has provided 52 motorbikes and 4 vehicles to its field staffs to improve mobility and support agricultural development across the country. This move is aimed at empowering district agricultural officers, DAOs, county agricultural officers, CACs, and regional agricultural officers, RACs, ensuring they are better equipped to engage with farmers and improve agricultural practices. As part of a broader efforts to strengthen the agricultural workforce, the MOA has also achieved a significant milestone with 85 out of 100 agricultural districts now having DAOs on payrolls to further incentivize the support. That's in support these officers. The ministry has harmonized salaries, ensuring that all DAOs will receive $450 per month, stating that starting in March. This increase is designed to boost morale and encourage field staff to continue their important work across the country. In addition to enhancing mobility, the MOA is introducing GPS devices to track land use and improve data collections. InfoQuest Liberia has condemned recent clash between personnel of the Liberia National Police and the Armed Forces of Liberia. The organization's acting executive director, Ezekiel Allen, termed the situation as scaring, thus calling for swift, impartial investigation into the matter. According to him, such act exhibited by the state's security personnel is not only concerning but brings the security sector to public disrepute. He's meanwhile calling on President Boakai and requisite authorities to initiate an investigation into the saga and punitive action be taken against those linked. And out of Liberia now, the U.S. government sudden decision to act funding for HIV programmers is a wake-up call for South Africa. The country's health minister has told the BBC. Dr. Aaron Mosalidi, responding to U.S. termination notice issued late on Wednesday, said the court could lead to deaths, but he had instructed state-funded clinics to ensure no patient went without life-saving drugs. There is chaos as many affected organizations scramble to find alternative help for some 900,000 HIV patients by the end of the day. These cuts to the U.S. HIV programs, known as the U.S. President Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief PEPFAR, are part of wider cost-cutting drive to reduce America development that's government spending. PEPFAR was launched in 2003 by the U.S. President George Bush, and its funding is distributed via the U.S. government may oversee AIDS agency USAID. During this newscast, the recap of the top stories. President Joseph Boakai is recommending to Muslims to pray for the peace, tranquility, and the progress of the country during this Ramadan. Judge Receiver Willie has denied defense lawyers' motion to dismiss the indictment against former Finance Minister Samuel Twe and others. The Liberian Senate has officially confirmed Edward Appleton as the country's ambassador to Japan, following a decisive vote by the majority of senators during its regular session on February 27, 2025. And out of Liberia, the U.S. government's sudden decision to act funding for HIV programmers is a wake-up call for South Africa, the country's health minister has told the BBC. That's RCA News Bulletin at 7. Abena Kisa Roberts.
Okay, Milbon, can you please play the other video again? The other one, the one after the one from Samuel Twe. Can you please play that one?
And indeed, you're listening to News Bulletin right here on Truth FM 96.1. The very next year news on the station will be at 8 o'clock on tonight, by which time we'll bring you 45 minutes of news coming from our newsroom, Truth FM. So, first, we are continuing with the Sktv show. Yes, Steve, you were talking about one other video. Let me see what I can lay my hands on the video that you were talking about. Is it Samuel?
Yeah.
Salvador. Let me see. Which other video you talking about, Steve? The one, okay, Samuel 12, right?
Yeah, my man. Samuel 12, beg you.
Steve, you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Okay, good. So let me see. All right. So let me see how best to play this video. Okay. Okay, I think this is the video. Jiffy. Good. All right. Sorry, though.
Man,
Welcome to the media. Johnson, good morning.
How you doing, gentlemen?
What do you know of today's ruling?
Well, today's ruling, we know that the judge has scrapped onto himself an authority that he doesn't have. When specific provisions of the Constitution are raised as subject matter of discussion in a trial, a court of limited jurisdiction, specifically a trial court, does not have the authority to interpret the Constitution. That authority is ascribed to the full bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. So today, the judge had indeed agreed that the former officials of government are immune from any criminal prosecution or judicial inquiry for acts committed or acts carried out while serving as members and statutory members of the National Security Council and principal advisors and agents of the presidency. That immunity of the president that extends to the advisors of the president and the agent, that immunity can never be subjected to judicial review in a court of law. The courts shall refrain from conducting inquiry on the basis that any attempt will compromise national security. In fact, it's on the other way around. Why we should be protecting the protection of national secrecy, I see the government proceeding to expose national security operations, especially about expenditure during elections to keep this country safe from threats to the elections.
Also, if you agree that the judge ruled against you, if you agree that the judge in his ruling admitted that it was right for them, why did he rule against you and then he took an exception to the Supreme Court?
Is that with the wisdom of the judge? The next thing is the defendants, the former ministers of the former officials of government cannot stand trial. Why? Under the due process clause that we have in fact our cases like the Wallow versus Wallow, the landmark case on due process, before you are convicted, you have the right to question the witnesses, to produce evidence in your favor in order to exonerate yourself. These officials are prohibited by law not to defend themselves. And what is the law? The National Security and Reform Act, Intelligence Act of 2011 says, as long as they are alive until 20 years, even if they go for trial and they take the witness and to testify about how they expended the money, when they come outside, the NSA will arrest them also because they have breached national security intelligence operation. That's why you take up on the level at the level of the National Security Council.
So, in short, Council, are you saying that the judge erred in his ruling against you people?
The judge erred. And in fact, the ruling went beyond the scope of authority of the court.
Meaning that you are taking flight to the Supreme Court for your account.
Well, the team will discuss that. But what we know is that the law already gives us the authority to go on the remedial process when the judge had made a decision, especially on the issue of authority, that he had gone beyond his authority. The judge, the trial court, has no authority. And that is a standard established by the Honorable Supreme Court by years of horror with age, that whenever constitutional issues are squarely raised, no court of law has the authority to determine and pass unconstitutional arguments beside the full bench of the Supreme Court.
The judge did quote Article 51 of the 1986 Constitution as it relates to people being immune and exempted.
Under Article 61 that talks about immunity of the president. 61. No, it's 61. It's 61.
And not 51.
It's not 51, it's 61. Under Article 61 of the Constitution, the president is immune from all prosecutions. The only time the president is not immune from prosecution. It must be certified by condition precedent. What are those conditions precedents? The condition precedents are the president must first be impeached and removed. Any leader in this country who has never been impeached and removed, every act or acts that he conducted or carried out or he assigned to his agents while serving as president, that extension of immunity covers them, and you cannot question those agents. This is the argument before the Supreme Court that will soon be appearing. Whether or not an agent or an advisor of the president serving at the level of the National Security Council, which they are creating the National Security Council, prohibits him, that you cannot take the stand to testify on national security matters that have not been declassified. As we speak, the expenditure of the former government to maintain a peaceful transition, to divert and abort the threats to national security and the elections of 2023, the government presently had never declassified that information. Any of these officials who comes to court and to testify how that money was expended, who the agent that received it, and what area they assigned the agents for what purpose, they will go to jail. So you see the dilemma that our clients are. So we are saying this is a serious landmark argument.
Well, indeed. So that's the video there. And today, with the incident, with the court proceeding, with the former government officials, including the former finance minister, Samuel Twe. So indeed, to all of you, yeah, Steve. So, but I don't know, where's Monk? Team, we try not to get Monk and to get rest of our team set up on this show. Let me see what Cassidy said. Cassidy, most of you just in your what kind of mood you people in? Why don't we welcome back? Man. What's up?
Man, we at least thank God we following, we and waiting to come in at the appropriate time.
Yeah, because just listen to one of the 12 talking criminal. Let me be frank. I don't know about all of you, but on a very serious note, I like this guy. I don't know what kind of lawyer he may be for anybody, but you know, he just 12 talking. I'm really talking about it. But what say you, Cassidy, on the issue one today?
Councillor Arthur Johnson is a professor when it comes to criminal law, and he knows exactly what he does. So you heard him exactly. He talked about the ruling being above the court jurisdiction. So we look forward to see how the case is going to end. We look forward to see how the case is going to end. That's a very good criminal lawyer. He knows how to proceed when it comes to criminal matters. So, as I always told people, I said, in this country, cases that have to do with corruption or eating money, it's very difficult for government to win those cases. It'll be hard, very, very hard. That is why government in, government out will not allow for the economic crime code to be established. You see, when the case go at a certain level, the whole dynamic will change. The whole dynamic will change. Jurisdiction will come in.
Because quickly, because if you even listen to the lawyer, you were also talking about security breach. You know, protecting the people and so on, and what's going to happen. Even if sometimes this thing very confused some of us. Yeah. Like, but
our laws are crafted in such a way that government officials will find loophole to escape. We found the loopholes to escape, whenever these things are done. So that is not going nowhere. That is not going nowhere.
Maybe quote Article 61, right, of the Constitution of Liberia, that the president, in everything like the president will be doing until maybe quote unquote impeach and so forth. Maybe that's the only way that at least they'll be able to persecute him. But apart from that, I mean, nothing the president do. It's free of charge.
A fiasco.
We said this time without number. But again, that's the kind of question. Some of you, you're not reading the Constitution. Some of you just get so many degrees. You just get so many education. You just thinking that maybe going to school is all to no. Read your Constitution so that you'll be able to understand some of these things. It's not about the BB grammars that you want to put out to be so that people will think that maybe you are educated. No, it's just about common sense, understanding some of the common things. Why not, Muna? What say you? I don't know what Muna is active.
I'm here, Mabel.
Okay, go ahead. What say you with the?
No, I thought Johnson spoke and finished. I thought Johnson spoke and finished. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. He spoke. It's finished. Now let me go to the other stories. I'm not going to dive in that other thing too much. This too is Liberia. You see, Mabel, you see our country, Liberia, right? We Liberians, this country, we are the cause of our problems. We are the cause of our problems. Like that, politicians, they all rely on us. We implore them, but they are there to enrich themselves while we are struggling, we are suffering. To even get 3 square meal a day is not there. We implore politicians, we do not back us. Because every time that one start of voting, that one pattern can use on us, then go for it. Let me say this, all of us. We can't be fooled every time. It's about time Liberians look in the mirror back and forth to know that where our next is. Where are we going from here? That we can't be fooled every time. Every we implore those politicians to enrich themselves, that lives are better, family and children, then we are still struggling. We are not giving any good sign out there. Posture, we are giving the outside world every day that break that different thing in the country. Corruption part, forget it. Because when they come in, right, when they come to us, they bring out one pattern and free job opportunities. And we can go for it. It's about time Liberians wake up in the mirror. We are not getting younger any longer. We are getting old every day that break. We can be fooled every time. You know, sometimes just getting disheartening when you see things going the way it's going. The other part of the kind with our own slogan, we fall for it. The end result, we start talking. It's in a horror balloons. The other part of the camp with our own slogan, we go for it. At the end result, we don't back us. We are in the streets. People that we implore them. We implore them. But today, where are we? Today. No good thing in the country, everything upside down because everyone is doing this them. No law at all. Everything is going backward. Everything I bring, we are giving the outside world a very bad look of us. Liberians look in the mirror back and forth to know our next step from here. We can't be fooled every time. We should tell them that not every time you guys will come and fool us. We are not stupid. From this one, we should know our next step from here.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, Mona. Yeah, so Steve, that's the reactions of some of our panelists on the show, especially when it comes to that video, especially the case on today coming from Criminal Code C, where the motion that was filed by the former finance minister and 4 others to dismiss their case, citing that I think everything that they maybe they may have performed, they done that through the order of the president or the former president. So, but that motion was denied. So on today, yeah. So that's what the video I will just play. And what say you, my brother, before I go to the line?
Yeah, you can equate this case to the case of you can equate this case to the case of what is guy name? Bernie Samukai to some extent. Bernie Samukai said a similar thing. And today, here we are. And so I totally understand the case that is being made over there, but the one that got me a little confused was the fact that the lawyer is claiming that the monies that was expensed bordered around national security issues. And he also mentioned about the elections. What is it about this national security issue in the election? What is it? What is it? This is where, that's the only part that caught my attention. What is it? With Bernie Samuka, yeah, the soldiers were not giving the money, and the money, that's understandable. The soldiers were out of country or whatever it is. What is it about national security and elections in this case? What is it? Maybe it needs to be explored. It needs to be looked into. But, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this is the scene 6 and 7. Somebody could say maybe United Party paying their debt, Bernie Samuka. And we encouraged CDC at that time to do what was right when it came to Bernie Samuka. So maybe Samuel Eto'o is feeling the full weight of it. But yet, I'm hearing the president, I was listening to the news bulletin, asking the Muslim community to fast and pray for peace in the country or whatever it is. The Muslim community got different things they're praying for. They're not interested in that request, Mr. President. The peace in the country does not need prayer. You just need to behave and you'll stop the stealing and this foolishness that you got going on. That's it. That's it. You'll stop the stealing, stop the corruption, stop all the unnecessary noise, stop the harassment. You know, get the police under control, and that's it. You don't need prayer for that. Who going fast for 30 days for that? The Muslim community not taking on that responsibility. They got better and bigger things to pray about and to worry about than to worry about your request. It makes you go fast. Go fast and pray. Why? You may play with God. You in confusion with Jesus. And you dig on. Leave the Muslim community out of this, please. Leave the people, let them focus on the fast and prayers during the time of Holy Ramadan. Leave them alone. Talking about the Muslim community should go, they should fight. You're not ready yet. You're not serious. Joseph Baga, you're not a serious man and old man. You need to get serious. Fast and pray for what? The thing that you can put under control. Just stop the stealing. Stop overspending on the budget, which is unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional. It is unconstitutional. Just stop it. You know, just do what is right. Just stop the corruption in all areas of your government. Every day you wake up, when I saw that corruption, that fighting somewhere, the police chasing the other person, the fight on the other side. Today I saw the students from LU2. You know, look, it's just a mess. And you talking about somebody might go pray, might go fast and pray. Who got time for you, for your request that you got? Put yourself together. Lead. And start telling people to go fast and pray. Who told you God got time for that thing that's going on in Liberia? God probably gave up on Liberia because of the behavior that you guys have. You refuse to do what is right. When people tell you guys to do what is right, they ask you guys to do what is right. You don't want to do what is right. All y'all want to do is steal and corrupt. So, I mean, come on, man. Come on, for real. You really need to get serious. But anyway, let's Melbourne, I beg you, let's play the other videos with the police again action. This thing will get out of here. Y'all be messing around. I beg you, maybe please play that video. Let us show to our people why police The police keep fooling around. It'll get serious. Y'all be messing around. When police start getting missing and they start chasing police into, y'all will understand. Y'all be messing around in our country. Y'all be fooling around.
Steve, which one? The one to the MCC headquarters or what?
The video right after Samuel Tuwe.
Is it?
The video after Samuel Tuwe.
Oh, okay. That is
Please.
Metro City Hall.
I think so, yeah. I don't remember the place.
Okay, let me see. I think that was the first video that we were playing.
Police again. What you want to do? Oh, you want to do? But nothing to do. I'm not recording.
Thank you, Mama. The other one, can you play the other one as well?
So I think this video is between the immigration officers.
Yeah.
Between the immigration officers or the immigration officer and that of the Liberia National Police, somewhere around the Monrovia City Hall. So again, yes. I don't know whether you want to react quickly while I look for the other video.
No, because we don't have much time. I just want to put two of them together, just say a word or two so we can give people a chance to react. But what I'm saying is, I'll be honest.
The protest of the motorcyclists, where they
play both of them because they're very short. Please play both of them.
All right, so that means you do that quickly. Play the protest. Yep. All right, find goals and good. All right.
So, good morning to all our viewers, wherever you are listening. This is their continuing with Sktv for Star TV. He said in Corona will kill right now on the Fender Road where a motorbike road, according to our witness, a motorbike road killed a young motorcyclist this morning. And so while in the process of our motorcyclist, prevention, the police officer, as you can see, they are chasing another police officer. So the motorcyclists are very angry this morning, as you can see. And this is currently the bridge leading to the Fender campus this morning. So it is not easy right now this morning. It is not easy. There is a road blockage right here at the junction.
See, if not that in your mind, you do now off. I didn't. We cannot go die.
Babu, I love you.
Yes, indeed, Steve. So that's the video. Quickly, so just react so we can go to the line to interact with our people.
Well, it's frustrating. Like I said, the police needs to be careful. They are human beings. Their family don't take unlawful orders. Stop overly reacting. You need to work with the people, the citizens. Try to de-escalate situations than playing a tough guy. This could turn out to be very, very bad. We're saying it, and we're not going to mince our words. This could turn out to be very, very bad. President Joseph Yuma Boakai, leave the Muslim community alone. Focus on leading and being presidential. Take responsibility, take charge. You will not have all these laws in the country. It does not require prayers. And nobody going to fast and pray for that. Nobody going to waste their time for that when you're not even ready to do what is right. You are not serious. You came to the presidency being unserious, being unprepared. You guys are just doing a bunch of mixed up, confusing things. You go and remove a sitting speaker. They should go pray for peace for that one too. You are insisting that you will not pay other lawmakers. You are provoking the situation in the country to create tension. You overspending the budget, which is constitutional. You are violating the Constitution. And you said people should go fast and pray for that? They're not ready here. They're not ready in our country. They think why you're joking with. Okay. Maybe let's go to the line. Keep melting around to the bugger.
Yes, thank you, my brother. So that move to the line, take calls from our people so that they can give their own side of the story of the show right here on the Trip FM. To this caller, go evening.
Yeah, maybe good evening, and let me say good evening to the other panel.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Jerry King, and I do join you from spend with the president. You see, what is happening in our country is quite scaring. And I knew that Joseph Boakai was a chaos that was coming to come upon the Liberian people. And this is why some of us are in a fanga, telling our people during the time of the campaign, you may not love George Weah, okay? But George Weah kept the country peaceful. You were always preaching the message of peace. Peace. If you feel that George Weah was not the right authority, they have other people, not Boakai. Boakai could not leave for smaller political party. He led it into chaos when he had Musa Belete and Nyobli Kanga in court, when he also had Zana Komi and Benela Yue in court, and he Boakai went and took all in the court and did not Mr. Komi and said he had never met Mr. Komi in his entire life. So all of the lie that he lied to Danny.
Well, you go off the line to this caller. Good evening. Quickly, please, 1 minute. Hello, keep a call coming 0770-203-125. To this caller, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor. How you doing?
But I'm okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead, your name and from where you join us.
My name is Nicky Kuma. We're calling Nima Nicky, calling the Morris Farm, Monserrato campaign. You see, neighbor, I understood that Joseph Boakai is saying the Muslim community should go to mosque and pray. Pray for what? He then go to the church and pray. When you violated the Constitution, removing the speaker illegally, police people flocking motorcyclists, the University of Police people fighting, the people are fighting all. Then why you can't go to the cross and pray? He may play with God. And the God, like, go have a father prayer for him and family. He shouldn't have people who not Muslim religion will not pray for Muslim for Joseph Boakai. We can pray for us, we can not to discuss with Allah. Now him. Let go and pray. Just thank God, he doesn't play with God. So what is he asking the Muslim religion to go to pray for God? You bring all of that. How much are the Muslim people? Huh? Why can they name me? They will go to pray for him. I will not pray for him.
0770-203-125. Again, 0770-2031-25. That's the number for you to call this evening to be part of the SKTV show. Again, 0770-203-125. Call in on the talk. SKTV, let's talk about the talking. So let's call out. Good evening.
Hello, my boss.
Yes, my dear. Go ahead. Good evening. Your name and from where you join us.
Happy Friday. How you doing?
Well, I'm grateful. Thank God for life. Happy Friday to you also.
All right, I'd like to say hats off to the crew in the US. I call basically to disagree with Councillor Arthur Johnson. As Johnson is telling us that even President Bwaka for election and national security, when they declare the whole central bank, and then when next come and count, they go free. What he called protected left, see, standing right. Brandon Samoka, there's a precedent case down there. He couldn't survive it when he used the money for the people in Mali. And the court held him guilty, and the Supreme Court upheld the Friday. Then Arthur Johnson is telling, I couldn't really understand him. He telling us that once instruction was given to the rest of the guys, standing for Samuel Tue, Jefferson Camo security advisor, and then they used the money, the judge. So the judge said, no, we're going to dismiss the case. We're going to go through it. They tried to take an appeal to the Supreme Court. What I don't understand from Councillor Johnson is that he's a brilliant guy, but he slipped on the wall. People cannot use money and he said they might go free simply because President why President Samoka couldn't go free. After the President Samoka case, let's see, said, and then people testified, the defense minister Daniel Zanga always testified, he was held guilty. There's precedent case for you already. He's telling all that the judge should dismiss the case because the guy used the money for national security operation and election purposes. So they should go free. So Bwaka a group can clear all the money now. Then you say Article 61, according to the protected law, the actor or president behalf, they too should go free. What kind of country, what kind of problem in that lawyer?
All right. Thank you so much. Today's caller, good evening.
The case that they brought up again, President to start seminar.
Hello. What's your name? What's your name first? Hello. Hello. What's your name?
I'm Joseph Colley. I'm joining you from Puebla.
Good.
Samoka case and that of Tue extended for case is not the same. Samoka used private money. It was not government money. It was private money. They Soya people $20 every month that were intended for them when they retire from the army. They can use that fund to add it up to that retirement fund. And some guy used it for the money and he said he bought uniform. Man, I said he said she did not give some guy any instruction. So why do you think the court cannot go and ask President Weah whether he mandated the Finance Ministry and the National Security Council to use the fund for national security purpose? There's a law that says you cannot disclose national security law or operation to the public. If you do that, when you are free, the NSA will also go after you and kill you. So go and read the law instead of coming on the radio and just making laws.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my dear. Nothing you're reading you. I don't like you. Today's caller, good evening. No. Hello. We don't want no confrontation, holding and putting between people. If you want to do that, then you come on the show and they have the time. Please. Today's caller, good evening.
How are you?
Yes. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I really admire your panelists from the other side. You guys don't miss your voice. When it comes to I really admire them. We are starting to listen up. I'm so constrained to call. President Bwaka need to pray because the AFL harass them against the police. The motorcyclists, they are done their part. I'm telling you, the sellers and the keke riders will be the next people to rise up against the police in red light and at EFD junction because the police have lost their credibility. How can a man be riding a motorbike and you jump on the traffic and just check the key or the keke and just check the key and then tell the message shop the key or shop the motorbike off the road? This is not a rebel country. We are not fighting. They need to conscientize the police. They need to tell them to be at least a little bit professional. Lost everything. They check it for marking, they carry, and when they carry it, you will not go back. It's not good. You're trying to instigate violence. It's a decoy in the air for back. Then you fast. What the decoy does, or you get fast, then
you get probably the control. All right, thank you. Then you fast. The old men go fast. So let's call a good evening.
Yeah, good evening, neighbor, President Moore, and that of Steve.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, I'm Peter the Council. I come from another state like Iroa, Johnsonville. Neighbor, the biggest mistake that ever happened in the history of Liberia is Joseph Bwaka presidency. And that these guys came to power, and every day there's a theocracy in our society. The less the government process and enter into creating instability. When the police are now beating the motorcyclist to death, and the police are at loggerhead. So that's insecurity all over. And they create this kind of environment in order to carry on rampant and loot our economy. Can you imagine the rampant corruption has become the center of this particular government? Look at what Mr. Mr. 3M did. CKA Mo Ali. When he donated 3M he spent on 250,000. Are you kidding me? Mo Ali, you sat here yesterday. You were one of the louder voices insulting Weah and his cabinet minister. Today you are at the epicenter of power. The corruption is now raging in your face. And we tell people that when you bring these people back to power, absolutely there will be disaster and calamity.
All right, thank you. To this caller, good evening. Take a few more calls. Cross over to our panelist.
Good evening, neighbor.
Yeah, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, this is our David. I joined the discussion of Omega Market, the legacy of human testing here. Therefore, let me tell you, I'll play. I'm about to eat smart. Yeah, the Papa to you very smart. When you tell him who say you pray for him, the Papa smart. The Papa knows. He knows very well and say he keeps to back. There have been no Muslim hierarchy to compare how a government is doing. So he's not talking about the small Muslim born again. He's talking about the hierarchies of Muslim people who are benefiting, who are getting shares from a corrupt regime. So that when he's telling them to pray, not talking about ordinary Muslim people, small born, the hierarchy who are not being able to come up to vote out. I know the government is corrupt, or the way it's proceeding is wrong. They mean that they have agreement the way it's corrupting the whole country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. To this caller, good evening.
Good evening, neighbor. How are you this evening?
We okay. Thank God for life. Go ahead. Your name and from where you join us.
My name is Mahmoud Sefu. I'm calling you from Brownville.
Thank you.
I'm poised to call because I think something is fundamentally wrong with some of the analogy made by Councillor Arthur Johnson. I mean, he's even laying a precedent that this country is going to go in a way that I myself will make my way to become friend of the president, and then we can do anything and go scot-free. I just want to take the situation for example. The other caller called and made it known that Brani Samuka was this, and at the end of the day, it's not his team. Brani Samuka made it very clear that indeed he acted on this order and took the money and gave it for it to be used for the soldiers to go on the field. Whatever was it, he was prosecuted for it. People went and testified against him. Now, just to find out that this one happened, what was were the electorate going against the country in order to subvert the country? Were there any external attack to come onto the country? You myself were in the country right here.
The people say election, you just listen to the message election, 2023 election.
Election is not a security threat. There's no security threat.
Okay.
I mean, there's no security threat to it. It's only corruption threat, and at the end of the day, to embezzle money threat.
Okay, thank you. So the last caller, then we'll go back to our team of panelists so that we can all talk and go home. So this caller, good evening. Not very trusty. I let them control. But I'm okay. Thank God. Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe you are here doing the work.
Indeed. And I'm still here. I'm still alive.
What happened during the war when the people hit Princeton? The Liberians that were there said they were not going to bury the year from Washington. And indeed, Washington spoke at the time. Maybe, let me tell you, all what we're talking, we agree to where I say you go with petition to that people who will take it and keep it. They will not do the Lord. The Liberians will wake up now and move on the embassy. If we go with petition then that if we came here from Washington, we will not step on the embassy. We need there, whether 2-3 days we should be there. If the people see what can be done about Liberia. But for now, I want to tell you, we will just be talking and if we're not listening, then I want listening to everything that's saying. So it's time for the Liberians to wake up and move on the embassy that we not move from there till we hear from Washington. And why you don't be ready to listen to us? So that's my own point.
Thank you. I think this caller is the best caller ever because he had no side, but all of the callers, everybody had their side, protecting back to back. Well, my brother Steve, he just listened the Liberians and what I want to ask on, maybe before I have my own say on the entire thing, then we'll call it a day.
Well, we told Samuel to them when they were there, don't steal. We told them the move they made on Brendan Samuel was political. It was wrong. They went and took away the senatorial seat from Brendan Samuel when he won. We told them when they removed Kabina Jane, a sitting justice, it was illegal, it was wrong. They never listened. They did what they wanted to do. My only recommendation to the Unity Party, follow the rule of law. Let this not be personal. And you will be good. You'll be fine. We can't make this about a political thing. But if Samuel Tuet needs to be investigated, Samuel Tuet needs to go to court to exonerate himself, let it be done. Let's not use politics and let's not try to defend this. Let me say this. President Joseph Yuma Boaga is a hypocrite. They sat in our country, they marginalized the Muslim people. They refused to give the Muslim people holiday. He has a sitting deacon. Also, he believes in the Muslim people in God too. I didn't know that. He believes in the Muslim people God. Anyone on we play the recording here. That the people in your town, we play the recording before the election. Should stop Muslim from spreading, the religion from spreading in that place. Joseph Boaga is a hypocrite. And it's shameful because at his age, he should not be behaving like that. It's embarrassing. He's a hypocrite, or liar, or deceptive man. And he's very unserious and unfit to be president. He's inept and incompetent. The so-called 42 years or 40 years that he's spending government, they were all to leech on the Liberian people. He's not a serious-minded old man. I will keep saying this thing over and over. Joseph Boaga is not a serious-minded old man. And that's why the country is going the way it's going. You know, I listened this morning to the video clip from Alexander Cummings doing the campaign that, according to him, an older man advising when there is hunger in the town, you don't take the only quart lice and give it to the oldest man in the town because you claim he had experience of farming. The people will die with hunger or starvation. And that's right. That is right. We have brought disgrace to our nation through Joseph Boaga. The country is at its lowest in the 21st century, in 2025. Shame on Joseph Boaga. If he continues this thing, whatever result come out of it will come out of it. He will be on his own. Let him continue to be fooling around. Every day, let there be noise. And see, I hear you're talking, he can't talk about the Muslim people should go and pray for him. For what? For what? I thought the Muslim people can get a holiday. I thought I brought a bill on Christian principles. I thought Christians will be vexed now that Joseph Boaga even asking Muslim people to pray. Ain't deacon? Why you go to the Baptist church, let them fast and pray? Why you go on the Christian community for him to pray? Or that today you know the Muslim people, then they can pray and they can wear. That today you know that one? Hypocrite.
Well, quickly, we got to go. We have roughly about 2 more minutes. I don't know whether Muna is active. Thank you, my brother. Muna?
Yeah.
Tell us something.
Yeah, quickly. All I can say to Liberia is that we can't keep making the same mistake and then we accept that we get better result. No. Once we keep making the same mistake, we will not yield nothing. So it's about time we change our step so that we can be on the right path. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And tomorrow is my birthday. Anyway, tomorrow is my birthday, March 1st.
Oh, tomorrow, March 1. Wow, that's magnificent.
And
thank God that tomorrow is Saturday. But when you come a little bit late on informing us.
No, I should.
But Muna, tomorrow will be your birthday and you strategically, you know, so tomorrow
is my birthday.
I can enjoy you, man. Muna. Well, again, let me just move strictly. Let me be frank. People, quickly before we go, yes, indeed, to all of you, there are 2 cases, and the 2 cases let all of us observe all of the things with our own idea, our own understanding, with between, because mind you, though, like one of the callers said, former President Salif also, in fact, denied Bernie Samuka, and I don't know for what reason, but again, we move tomorrow. I'll be asking Steve because no time. I really wanted to ask Steve. Yeah, most of the questions. So, former defense minister, why very happy and so forth. So we gotta go. But happy pre-birthday to you, Mamuna, and we wish you all the best. And hopefully on tomorrow, trust me, we're going to do it for you as a happy birthday shout out for you. Thank you, Steve. Good night. And thanks to all of our callers.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, Mona will love you. Mona,
thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Mona will give it up to you because me, I don't want to program with me in content. But good night. Good night, Mona. So thanks to all of you folks. Again, join the station that will be on tomorrow. By the grace of the Almighty God, which time will bring you the Sktv show. Good night from our end. I'm John Semeban Kula.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us here and the parents from there. The work with my life without fear.
I live with my
Master.
Play body so I can't ask you if you been you. Say my journey, Tina get I say my yamo. And you no money, and more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive all of our and grandmother.
And I didn't ya to money, and I saw ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I saw ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget now ya to money. That's the TV, and I don't forget it now. So she walk on my ya to money. Yeah.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must survive all of our and grandmother.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We talking for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who willing to serve. The flesh, our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving are real and the premise my best. The work with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chile, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Kidman, Montserrat, San to Bacalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.